This is going to be one of my stranger videos. I was watching conference reports video this morning, first thing, and he was rightfully pointing to the futility of the human condition post realization that evolution, in the Darwinian sense, has made it clear that a lot of life, a lot of living consists of simply of suffering. And this isn't the first of his videos of this kind I've watched. I've watched a number of them. He's made many videos about the futility of life and the futility of existence, and how we're all playing a no-win game because there's no way out of this, what he calls an economic equation of suffering. That, in fact, we're all born on a planet where there is, and we assume this is true universally, because Darwinism is probably the way any kind of life structure would have to orient itself. So he's making the point that we're all going to suffer as living sentient creatures. We're all going to eventually die, and the whole enterprise is really pretty futile. I've thought about this a lot myself too, and it's bothered me a lot as well. And I have finally come to a different conclusion. And that conclusion is that if you look at the situation in these kinds of ways of saying that we all suffer, suffering is pointless, all living creatures, not just human beings, by the way, and suffering is pointless, so there is no reason for existence to continue, then you do give up and you do think, yeah, exactly, where's the exit? I want to shuffle off this mortal coil as quickly as I can, because life is nothing but, Hobbes called it nasty, brutish, and short in its natural condition, in the natural world. That's what he was referring to. And yeah, it does seem absolutely like that. So given the position we find ourselves in, what are the sane choices we can make? Well, we could do what I said. We could say, it really is all futile. We might as well all look for the exit and push the red button and just stop the suffering. Or we could say, look, we didn't ask to be born into this condition. We are here through a fluke of nature, a total accident. But we have choices about what we do now. We can say, we didn't ask for this, we don't like it here, and we're leaving. Or we can say, look, this is life as we find it. And we can say, for example, it's been discovered that just deworming children in the third world can alleviate a lot of death and suffering, which seems, if you just deworm children, seems like like, why would that make any difference? But it does. Letting people have access to treated nets, so that they aren't exposed to malaria when they sleep at night, that can make a big difference. Differences for the suffering of animals. There are ways to do that as well. There are suggestions in the low bar. Yeah, we can wring our hands and wander the fields and talk about the futility of life. And I understand why it's tempting to do that. And I'm not saying it's wrong to do that. If that's what you want to do with your time, who am I to say, you shouldn't be doing it? Do it if you like. Or you could, spend your time doing research and trying to figure out if there's anything you could possibly do to be a bit more productive, maybe yourself, just individually. Join groups that are productive. The transition movement, which is a post petroleum movement, is trying to think about where we go after um, the petroleum age. And, read books, get The Last Hours of Ancient Sunlight, read it. Read books, look at some of the TED videos about really good projects that really do make a difference. Um, there's also a book called The Optimistic Rationalist, which a lot of people might find fault with, and I find fault with in some particulars. But he has a lot of suggestions about ways that we could really make a difference, or we can just wring our hands and talk about futility. That works too, I guess. I mean, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying if that's what you want to do, do it. If you want to have if you want to do something else, try some other options. They might work. Who knows? Anyway, take care. Talk to you later. Bye.